Hello, this is Pastor Jim Kibler. I want to talk to you today and answer a question for you. The question is, who can be a pastor? The answer is anybody, if you are called of God. You must be called of God to be a pastor. Not everybody is called of God. After you're called of God, you must be trained. God trains the called. What we used to say is, God equips the called. He doesn't necessarily call the equipped. A lot of times people would go to Bible school to be pastors. They didn't belong there. They weren't called of God to do this. It takes a certain person who is called of God. Everybody is called to do something. But before you decide to be a pastor, you must be called of God to do it. Because it takes a certain heart. God gives a true pastor a heart for the people. And sometimes pastors are just in it as a job. They don't have a heart for the people. They're in their own business. No, it takes a person who is called of God to be a pastor. Now, you can be called of God when you have no education at all. If you're called of God and you want to answer that call, God will make a way for you to go to Bible school. And He will make a way for you to be mentored and to learn how to be a pastor. You can't just be a pastor. If you try to do that, it's going to be a disaster for you and your family, and it will be a disaster for the people you try to minister to. Anybody can be a pastor, but you must be called of God. I've written a new book called The Blessing. It's available at Amazon. It tells you how to be blessed no matter what you're called to do. You can be successful at anything you are called to do. If you're called to be a mechanic, or you're called to be an engineer, or a doctor, or a lawyer, or a restaurant owner, whatever you're called to do, you can be blessed. Get on Amazon and get this book, The Blessing. Go to our website, increasenow.com. Listen to these free messages in there. Everything on that site is free. Your faith will increase so that you can walk in the fullness of God's blessing. Get this book, The Blessing. People are buying 5 and 10 copies of it at a time. And remember, if you are called of God to be a pastor, you also need the blessing.